Welcome to this episode of our program, Daily Debate. As usual, we will be discussing a contentious debate. Today we'll be speaking about the Libyan developments in light of the serious developments that took place in Libya after the election of a new transitional council and a new prime minister. We'll be also speaking about the Egyptian role in the security and stability of the region. Part of it was its efforts in trying to find security and stability and to help the Libyans in passing this very critical times and helping in finding a political solution. Since the outbreak of the Libyan crisis, Egypt has constantly advocated the need for a comprehensive approach to end the Libyan crisis by dealing with all of its political, economic, social dimensions and not being limited only to the security or the military one. Egypt has always been keen on permanent coordination with the United Nations mission in Libya in order to push the political solution forward. We'll be speaking about that in our episode. And before we delve into our discussion, first let's have the top story of the day. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received Monday General Kenneth F. McKenzie, commander of the United States Central Command, the CENTCOM. President Sisi welcomed the commander of the CENTCOM on his visit to Egypt and stressed the specificity of established strategic relations between Egypt and the United States of America. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassir Maradi stated that the President looked forward to the continued development of the existing bilateral cooperation in all fields, especially the existing and extended military level between the two countries over the past decades in a way that enhances the fruitful cooperation between Egypt and the United States in facing common challenges in the region. On his part, the CENTCOM commander affirmed his keenness to continue the pace of coordination and joint consultation with Egypt regarding regional issues within the framework of the strengthening of the military relations between Egypt and the U.S. Right, before we start with our discussion, let me first welcome our guest, Dr. Sharif Amir, political analyst and professor of international relations. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Before we start with our discussion, let's first have this report. And President Sisi discusses latest developments in Libya with the new Libyan Prime Minister. Let's watch.
Egypt opens up to the world. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi meets with world leaders.
أعبر لكم عن خالص الشكر والتقدير على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة.
Reaffirming Egypt's vision, delivering our voice abroad.
لتطوير التعاون الثنائي الاقتصادي والعسكري إلى مستويات غير مسبوقة.
Discussing regional and international developments. Solid and strong relations on the path of partnership and development.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi discussed the latest developments of the interim period in Libya with newly designated Libyan Prime Minister Abdelhamid Dbeibeh at Cairo in his first official foreign visit. According to the Egyptian presidency, Prime Minister Dbeibeh expressed his country's appreciation for the recent Egyptian efforts to solve the Libyan crisis through different avenues. Dbeibeh said these efforts have resulted in converging the different Libyan points of view. The Prime Minister also praised Egypt's support for Libyan institutions in fighting terrorism and radical groups. Dbeibeh also said that the new Libyan government is looking forward to having a full partnership with Egypt and emulating its successful development experience, especially with regards to restoring security and stability and implementing reform and development plans. From his side, President al-Sisi asserted that Egypt is keen to support the Libyan people in enforcing stability and security in their country, and that Egypt is ready to offer its full expertise in helping the people of Libya. According to the Egyptian presidential spokesperson Bassem Radi, Sisi and Dabeba agreed to exchange visits in order to transfer the expertise to the Libyan government and to continue consultation concerning the areas in Libya where Egypt will provide help, especially the services and security sectors, in addition to economic cooperation. It's worth mentioning that Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry stated that Egypt is looking into the possibility of reopening its embassy and consulate in Libya following 7 years of closure. He also said that an Egyptian delegation made up of representatives from the foreign ministry and security bodies was sent to Libya earlier this week to explore the possibility of resuming the Egyptian diplomatic presence in the Libyan capital Tripoli, as well as the consular presence in Benghazi.